Welcome back. In this video, we will point out the major superficial muscles on the model. Let's start with the head region. Right here, we have the frontal belly of the epicranius muscle, also called the frontalis muscle. Around the eye, we have the orbicularis oculi muscle. Around the mouth, we have the orbicularis oris muscle. Right here, we can see the zygomaticus minor muscle. This is the zygomaticus major muscle. This right here is the mentalis muscle. That is the depressor labii inferioris muscle. On the side, we can see the risorius muscle, and this is the buccinator muscle. This right here is the masseter muscle. Right here, we have the digastric muscle with its two bellies, the anterior and the posterior muscle. We can see part of the mylohyoid muscle. This right here is the sternocleidomastoid muscle. We can also see it from the side. That is the sternocleidomastoid muscle. This muscle right here is the omohyoid muscle with its two bellies, the posterior belly and the anterior belly. Moving to this muscle right here between the sternum and the hyoid, this is the sternohyoid muscle right here. On the side, we can see the middle scalene muscle right here. This is the levator scapula muscle, and this is the splenius capitis muscle right here. Moving toward the thorax, we can see the pectoralis major muscle. That is the sternum right here. This is the clavicle. We can see the three parts of the sternum: the manubrium, the sternum body, and the xiphoid process. Right here on the shoulder, we have the deltoid muscle. Toward the side, we can see the serratus anterior muscle. This muscle is the external oblique muscle. This is the rectus abdominis muscle. This is the linea alba. And right here, we can see the diaphragm muscle. Between the ribs from the inside, we can see the intercostal muscles. These are the internal intercostal muscles. Moving toward the back, we can see the occipital belly of the epicranius muscle, also called the occipitalis muscle. Right here, we can see the entire trapezius muscle. That is the trapezius muscle. This is the spine of the scapula. We can see the deltoid muscle. This is the infraspinatus muscle. This is the teres minor muscle. And this is the teres major muscle right here. That's the teres major muscle. We can see the latissimus dorsi muscle right here. Right here, we can see the gluteus maximus muscle. Right here, medially, we have the semitendinosus muscle. That is the semitendinosus muscle. Underneath it, we have the semimembranosus muscle. Running lateral, this is the biceps femoris muscle. That is the biceps femoris muscle. We can see medially right here, this is the gracilis muscle. Moving to the leg, this is the gastrocnemius muscle. We can see the medial head and the lateral head of the gastrocnemius muscle, the two bellies. This is the Achilles tendon. That's the Achilles tendon. This is the heel. Moving to the anterior aspect of the lower extremity, right here we have the sartorius muscle. We can see the rectus femoris muscle, that is the rectus femoris muscle. This is the vastus medialis muscle, vastus medialis, and this is the vastus lateralis muscle. Also we can see it right here, vastus lateralis muscle. We can't see the vastus intermedius muscle, but the four of them will form the quadriceps femoris tendon right here, and this is the patella. This is the tibia. Moving medially, this is the gracilis muscle. Right here, we can see the adductor longus muscle. That's the sartorius. This is the gracilis muscle. This right here is the pectineus muscle. And we can see part of the iliopsoas muscle. Moving to the anterior aspect of the leg, right here we have the tibia. This is the tibialis anterior muscle. That's the tibialis anterior muscle. Moving lateral, we have the extensor digitorum longus muscle. In the hand, we have the extensor digitorum muscle. In the lower extremity, we have the extensor digitorum longus muscle. Moving lateral, we can see part of the fibula, which is the bone on the lateral aspect of the leg. This muscle right here is the fibularis longus muscle, also called the peroneus longus muscle. Right underneath it, on the lateral aspect, we have the fibularis brevis muscle, also called the peroneus brevis muscle, right underneath it. Moving toward the back, we can see the gastrocnemius muscle with its two bellies, and right here we have the soleus muscle, right under the gastrocnemius muscle. Moving to the muscles of the upper extremity on that model, right here we have the deltoid muscle. This is the biceps brachii muscle. This is the brachialis muscle. If we move that posteriorly, we can see the triceps brachii muscle. Moving to the forearm, right here we have the brachioradialis muscle. Remember, this is the lateral aspect toward the thumb. So this is the brachioradialis muscle, and this is the brachialis muscle in the arm. Whereas this muscle right here is the pronator teres muscle. On the anterior aspect, we can see the flexor carpi radialis muscle. Right here, we have the palmaris longus muscle. You can see part of the tendon of the palmaris longus muscle. And right here, we have the flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. Remember that ulnaris, the ulna is the medial bone. This is the medial aspect toward the little finger, and this is the lateral aspect toward the thumb. Moving back to the brachioradialis muscle right here. Next to it, if we move the model, this is the extensor carpi radialis longus muscle. It extends, and it's radialis because it is on the lateral aspect. Next to it, we have the extensor carpi radialis brevis muscle. We can also see the extensor digitorum longus muscle, and we can see the extensor carpi ulnaris muscle right here. And this muscle right here is the anconius muscle. This part is the triceps brachii muscle. I'm sure you found the video very helpful. Hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing content.